Hey, what's up, guys? Reverend Redneck here, or Daniel, for those of you who know me. I want to introduce this video today, but first I need you to like and subscribe and share it. Share it well on your social media accounts so that I can reach the July goal of having 1,000 subscribers. To help the channel grow. And today's video is going to cover what to do if you're suddenly homeless. So there's a lot of things that are available, and I don't want to say that these are the only things that you can do, because there's other things, but what you need is a plan, and really these may inspire you to do other things. Doors that it might be open. So if you suddenly find yourself homeless and you have no car, so what you can do is reach out to friends or family, and don't hide. Whatever you do, don't hide from the fact that you're suddenly homeless. It happens. It happens to some very nice people, and it happens for a lot of different reasons. You know, if you're using drugs or alcohol, and that's why you're homeless, your primary problem then is not homelessness. Your primary problem is drug abuse or alcohol abuse or whatever those may be. But I can speak from my heart and from the place that I'm in. I'm homeless. I'm also unemployed. So it's not like I studied somewhere to figure out how to live homeless. These are things that I've learned just being homeless. This is the fourth time in my life that I've lost everything and lived in my car. So I haven't figured it out either. So take into consideration what you will. It happens to people. So you reach out to your friends or family. Maybe you can stay a night or two, but what's going to happen usually is, after a little bit, it's going to get uncomfortable and you're going to be in the way. So you really need a plan, a long-term goal to find your own place, or get out of whatever situation that you might be in, staying with friends or family. And each situation is different. The ideal is you need a plan to get back on your feet, and that's really moving forward. So you can also go to your local church. The issue here that I want to stress is that you have to be a member of a local church. If you're not a member of a local church and you show up at a church asking for help, they're probably not going to help you. They will probably pray for you. They might take you somewhere, but they're not going to give you money. They're not usually going to help you pay your rent or give you a place to live. What they will do is, if you're a member, there might be things available to you. They might be able to help you financially. There might be people who are closely associated with you in your church that might be able to help you provide a place to stay for a few days, or help pay for storage. You have a lot more options if you're actually a productive member of the church. And when I mean productive member, you may or may not pay tithes, but you're there all the time. You are helpful, you volunteer, you do other things. And that's really what the body of a local church is. It's a family, close knit family, there to fellowship and help each other progress through this life. And if you're not a member of a local church, you should definitely look out and find a good local church and start becoming a regular member, and partake of everything that they offer, because there's a lot of churches that just don't offer much. There's a lot of churches that offer way too much. But getting involved with a local church is going to be absolutely critical. Not that, but you can't wait until you're homeless to all of a sudden go and be a part of a church. You need to go and be part of a church now. No matter what condition you are spiritually, you go and be a part of that church, and learn the gospel, believe the gospel if you don't already, but become a part and a player in your local body. Um, Another thing that you can do is look for a homeless shelter. I don't have any information on any of those. I've never stayed at one. I've heard that they get crowded fast, and there's a lot of homeless people that fall back to just getting by for today with no hope of ever getting out of the situation that they're in, and that it feeds into uh, a goal. You know, it starts out usually there's hopelessness, and then compound problems, and then when those begin to develop, it's harder and harder to get out of a situation where you're homeless and unemployed or just homeless, because it doesn't matter what you do, it's going to break somewhere else. You can't. So if you have a dog or a cat or an animal or kids, I mean, I can't help you with kids. I don't know. I mean, I haven't had to. I've had kids and I've dealt with kids, but I've never been homeless with kids. So that's not really what I can help you with. I can tell you that there are services available, particularly for women with kids, but you can get on those services rather easily. If you do have a car, you've got several options. Walmart is a really generally safe place to go and park. So you're not just driving your car around all day long. And depending on part of the country that you're in, the weather, you can find shade a lot of times. If you can find like a mall with a parking garage, those are generally good. One thing that you're going to want to do is cover up your windows, especially if you have a hard time finding shade to sit in. I know I'm in Texas, and it's May, April right now, April the 17th, and it's starting to warm up. Some days are starting to get up in the upper 70s and even up as high as the mid to upper 80s sometimes. Overnight lows are in the 60s, which is bearable if you have a fan. You have to leave your windows open. But like I said, Walmart's a good place because you can park in the outskirts, you know, away from where the general traffic is going to be, and they pretty much leave you alone. As long as you're courteous and you're not a nuisance, don't be throwing your trash out in the parking lot. But for the most part, you know, they'll leave you alone. If you're, you know, parked out in the shade and you sleep in your car overnight, Walmarts are probably one of the most recorded parking lots in the world. So you can kind of just sleep there, and you might even make a couple of friends and kind of stay close to a group that park kind of together, and they might know each other, but chances are they don't. There's not like a part in the Walmart parking lot where all the homeless people go and hang out every day and discuss their war stories. I've talked to a lot of homeless people in the Walmart parking lot, and there's the stories are so varied and different, and it's impossible to pass along a single bit of information that would help every single homeless person. You have to kind of engage, and if you're that kind of person like I am, my intent is to spread the gospel, and that's really what the goal that I have. But I want to find some way to relate to the person and open to get an open door, find out where they are, if I can help them, if I can. You know, I don't give them money, but I do give them those. You can get them at PTL.org. It's the Pocket Testament League. You can get those pocket testaments, the Book of John. It's really good. I've talked about them, but you can hand those out anyway. Yeah, just don't be a nuisance. Their bathroom is there. They used to be open 24 hours, but they're not anymore. The one that I'm at is really cool because I mean, there's a gas station right here, and I get a gallon jug for bottled water, and I just fill up my gallon jug. There's also dispensers around that you can pay like 30 cents a gallon for water. Let me show you what I got. I got this jug. I just refill it, drink out of it, cook with it, rinse dishes off with it, and whatnot. So another thing that you can do, especially during the daytime, particularly if the weather is really hot or really cold or whatever part of the world that you're in, is go to a local library, because there you can usually get access to computers. You can print, you can go online, find jobs, find housing, and it's indoors, air conditioned or heated, whatever the case may be. And they have bathrooms. There's a lot of services at the library that you could absolutely use to help you get out of your situation. Is signing up for services or finding services without having to run all over town. local library. And you can just, if you have a phone or whatever, they usually have free internet. You can go in there and hang out in there. That way you're not burning your data or whatever, however you live your life. But it's a great place to go. I've spent a lot of time at the library. If you're in college and like an online college, because I'm on online college as well. I'm at Western Governors University. I'm taking a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration and Management. And when I first became like unemployed and homeless, I started to kind of get a little upset. But my mentor told me to go to the library, and I could still do my classes. So that really it really lifted me up. I could still do my classes. I could still take my exams because they're proctored online. So don't rule out the public library. It's a great place to go. What you're going to want to spend as little as possible, and probably tomorrow I'll go through whatever what I eat every day for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and I'll kind of talk about what my day is. Uh, the local library, the internet computers. You can find a food pantry. Just Google a food pantry near me. A lot of times you can go there once a week. Sometimes it's once a month. Sometimes you go like one day you can go at the office, but the next day you can go to a mobile unit. And here's some tips, and these are just my tips that may not be good for everybody. If you go there on a regular basis, keep in mind of things that you're just not going to eat or are not useful for you. For instance, I tell them no toiletries because I don't use a lot of toilet paper. I use somebody else's restroom, so that I always have toilet paper. I keep napkins, but those are not that expensive. So I tell them no toiletries. I tell them no corn because I don't eat corn. And if you have a can opener, that you tell them that too, and you can get several different options. But if you don't have a can opener, I highly recommend that's something that you get as a can opener, because it opens up more options for something to eat. Because if you can buy a can of beans for $1.50, something like that, and a can of beans is a meal. You get a can of beans and an apple, that's a meal, and it's cheap. So get a can opener. And so you just tell them, I have a can opener. I can't cook. I can't keep anything refrigerated. And I also tell them, and this one is just, I like peanut butter, but if you go to a homeless shelter, or not a shelter, but a food pantry regularly, you're going to get a lot of peanut butter. A lot of peanut butter. I have 3 jars of open peanut butter right now, and I've given them back at least 3 jars of peanut butter. So look, I can't eat this much peanut butter. So if you have peanut butter, tell them, hey, or put it in a bag and collect what you will use and what you won't use and give it back. And that's what I do. And I hate to sound ungrateful, but if I'm not going to use it, then somebody else could use it. So I just give it back. Tomorrow I'll talk about some of the things like that you can eat. And the last thing I want to talk about today is how to shower, or how to keep clean. It's hard. It's not easy. I happen to be in a really nice community. There's a community recreation center. They have a gym where people that live in the community, just like a gym anywhere else, but it's really for the community that you're in. And it turns out that the showers and the locker room and everything is public space. So I can go in there and I can use the facilities, take a shower, shave my face, which I need to go do, cut my hair, which I do myself. You go in there and just take a shower and change clothes, and it's really great. If you have a little bit of resources, you can go to a gym, like I don't want to call out anybody specifically, but a local gym, whether it's nationwide or just a local place, usually they'll have showers, and you will have to have a membership. It's not likely they're just going to let you come in and take a shower. You have to keep in mind they have a business. They have to keep the doors open, and they're sympathetic to your situation. But you know, it is what it is. You know, they're probably not going to let you come in and take a shower for free. They might, but they probably won't. But check your community rec center, and usually you can shower there for free. If you're by a lake, I mean, you could use the lake, but they would probably frown on that. But as far as everything else goes, I think that's about it. So again, like and subscribe to this channel, and share it on your social media accounts. Help me grow to 1,000 viewers or 1,000 subscribers, monetize the channel. And one more thing that I wanted to talk about is yesterday I was going to make another video, but I'm going to do it today. I didn't make it because I had some problems with my computer, and I couldn't edit the video. So I tried to edit out some of my mistakes. So you're just getting a raw video today. Whatever my mistakes are, they just are, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. But anyway, also ran into another homeless guy I've been meaning to talk to. He's been around in the parking lot for a while, and he was walking his dog, and I just kind of shouted, "Hey, you know, whatever." I started talking to him about his dog, and a beautiful dog, Pitt. It's a beautiful dog, named Ice. I can't remember what the full name is, but Ice, a beautiful dog. Anyway, just started just shooting the breeze. I know he's homeless because I've seen him in the parking lot for a while. Well, it turns out that the dog had hit some switch in his car, and it ran his battery completely dead. So he's completely dead, couldn't start his car, and he had just a little bit of gas. Yeah, I don't know what he is financially. None of my business. I didn't really ask, but you know, I bought a generator. I have a generator on the back of my van where I can charge up my batteries and do, you know, I have an air conditioner in my van that I run off my generator. I have a heater in my van that I run off my generator. I also have several cooking things, like I have a not a deep fryer, air fryer, but I also have an oven, a griddle, and a hot plate. So, you know, I can actually cook some stuff. I don't keep it all in my van all the time. I have a storage just a few blocks away, and I figure out in my head what I want to cook. But anyway, that's not what I want to tell you. I want to tell you about this guy that I met yesterday, because he's really seemed open to talking about the Bible. And he was like, he was having some issues, and I was talking to him about those issues, and how I've had the same trouble with those kinds of problems. And I didn't get a chance to pray with him. I could have, but I gave him a Bible, and he's going to be here in the parking lot. I know he is. And I know he wants to know the Bible. So pray for him. I'm not going to tell you his name. So just pray for him and pray for me to help us get together and help me teach him and disciple him in a path forward, because he's kind of hopeless and in a lost situation. He's wondering why God's having him go through this part of his life. And I kind of explained the book of Job to him. But anyway, like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it on Facebook, help me grow, help me get 1,000 subscribers by July. We'll see you next time, and keep an eye out for that next video, because I'm going to do it right now, and it's going to be just as raw as this one. We'll talk at you next time.